ASUS has a bunch of laptops under their catalog right now. This is one of it, with the name ASUS Vivobook Pro 14X OLED N7400p, and honestly, the entire catalog is getting more confusing by the day, and I don't know what the X is doing in the name itself. And I can't find any solid distinction between those X and the non-X models. But the Vivobook Pro 14X though, I'll personally pick this laptop at a price range of $4,799 because I really do love it a lot. So in this video, I'm gonna tell you why. Firstly, I just want to move the specs out of the way because here in Malaysia, this ASUS Vivobook Pro 14X OLED is only available in one single spec configuration in one color. So this laptop comes with an Intel Core i5-11300H, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3050 laptop GPU, 16 gigs of RAM at 3200MHz, more on that later, and also 512 gigs of SSD. And it only comes in this silver color. And for some reason, I really do like this color because it looks a lot more premium and it feels a lot better in my hands too compared to the Vivobook Pro 15 OLED that we reviewed previously, link at the description below or top right corner there. This design is practically the same as that laptop, but this little badge here, yes, we still have it and I still want to pry it off if I can, but this badge is now having more quote-unquote inspirational messages like hashtag be explorers, hashtag ready set go, and uncage your possibilities. Hey ASUS, what happened to being clean and minimalist? Anyway, when we open up the lid, we are presented with a rather beautiful screen, but it's kind of weird actually. So this is a 14-inch OLED screen with an aspect ratio of 16:10 and a resolution of 2880 by 1800 pixels. Yet it can go up to 90Hz refresh rate. It's a truly uncommon shape and size for a display, and with that aspect ratio of 16:10, I actually like it and I can see more, and well, coming from a video editor's perspective, that extra vertical height means that I can see more audio and video tracks at the same time. And speaking of video editing, content creation is gonna be real good with this laptop because yeah, number one, the specs is up to snuff, and also this display has really good color accuracy overall. And one thing I would like to highlight though, this display seems to be different in terms of quality compared to the two Vivobook OLED laptops that we reviewed previously. This one doesn't have PWM dimming, and when I try to adjust the brightness up and down from 100% to 0%, there's just no flickering happening on the screen itself, and there's just no messages from my ASUS app telling me that PWM dimming is activated. This is something that I truly love in terms of the display because I was able to train my eyes to see PWM flickering throughout testing so many different laptops, so not having flickering here means that my eyes will be less strained. And then comes the keyboard of this laptop. I really like this keyboard a lot. It's technically the same one as the Vivobook Pro 15 that I also like, and this laptop, what I like even more is that it doesn't have a number pad, so my left hand doesn't have to, shift it here just to type because of that trackpad and the number pad and whatnot. One thing I like to complain though is that this keyboard, even though it's nice to type on, the backlight is just ew, especially the enter key though. And also, I don't know why there's a line of, I don't know what this is. There's a lot of own the universe and whatnot. Again, ASUS, what happened to being clean and minimalist? Back to the trackpad. This is a fairly decent trackpad overall, and tracking, palm rejection is done nicely, but there is a bonus feature, and you can activate the virtual trackpad by just swiping in from the top right corner here. As you can see, it literally works just the same as the ProArt StudioBook 16 OLED. If I got the name correctly, that laptop comes with a physical ASUS dial. This one comes with a virtual ASUS dial. They work literally the same, but of course with a virtual ASUS dial, that means that you won't get any tactile feedback or any sort of haptic feedback for that matter. So it's kind of difficult to judge how much you have spun the wheel or if those wheel is actually touched or not. In terms of its feature and software compatibility and everything else, it's exactly the same as the ProArt StudioBook 16 OLED, so you can check out our review if you want to learn more. Also, I edited a video using that physical ASUS dial, so that's an experience that you can learn in the video as well. One thing I really want ASUS to improve in terms of the virtual ASUS dial is maybe add some dimples and make it like a braille system or something like that. Just something for me to feel that the ASUS dial is there would be so much better than just one clean slate. As for the ports on this laptop, they are exactly the same as the two previous Vivobook laptops that we reviewed previously. So the placement of the ports is still bad for all the high-speed ports. It's still located around where the mouse is supposed to be. But instead of having a basic USB Type-C port on the right side here, we have a Thunderbolt 4 port, which means this laptop can also be charged using that single port. And speaking of charging, the battery life of this laptop, I can just describe it as disappointing. Given that 63 watt-hour battery, I can only get it to last for about 3 to 5 hours depending on what I'm viewing or doing at that time. And for me, my usual workflow is simple. It's just Google Chrome plus Spotify, some YouTube in the mix, and this time I'm using it in silent power profile, and getting 3 to 5 hours of battery life is just not good. And I think it is mostly affected by that high resolution OLED screen, which also runs at 90Hz refresh rate, and also DC dimming. Since it's not using PWM dimming, it's gonna suck up a lot more battery if you're using it in lower brightness. And yeah, it's just disappointing in terms of the battery life. And another thing that I don't like about this laptop is the upgradability or lack thereof, because this is quite a big slap in the face though. This laptop uses Torx screws, T6 to be specific. And secondly, prying it open is kind of difficult, so once we open it up, we were greeted with everything soldered onto the motherboard, except for the M.2 SSD, which is exactly the same as the ASUS Vivobook Pro 15 OLED N7500Q that we reviewed not too long ago. And this kind of situation whereby everything just gets soldered onto the motherboard still just breaks my heart. Even the lower price ASUS Vivobook 15 OLED M513U has some upgradability. But that is the only one and major flaw about the ASUS Vivobook Pro 14X OLED N7400P. I can't really find any other flaws with this laptop in particular because it comes with a really good build quality, nice design except for that inspirational message, and that 16:10 aspect ratio screen, real bright OLED display, and also a great keyboard. This is a pretty good mix when it comes to a laptop. So for the price of 4,799 ringgit, I'll pick this laptop over the ASUS Vivobook Pro 15 OLED M3500Q, and that is just because this laptop, for some reason, it feels a lot more refined, more comfortable to use, and not having a number pad really changes the whole experience a lot for me in terms of comfort too. But oh, there's another laptop from ASUS as well, which is the ASUS ZenBook Pro 14X that is also around this price range. We'll do a comparison between this laptop and that laptop soon, so please subscribe and we'll have that video coming soon. So yeah, we'll just see you there. If you have any questions about this laptop, do leave them down in the comment section below, and I think we'll just see you in that video. Yeah.